The sun was just setting over my lakeside cabin, casting long golden reflections across the water. It was my sanctuary, my escape from the world, but apparently to HOA Karen it was an opportunity. Earlier that day, she had strutted up the path, clipboard in hand, demanding I vacate the premises immediately, because, according to her, the HOA had rules about private dock use, cabin occupancy, and something about a county lakeside code she just invented on the spot. I calmly leaned against the railing, sipping my iced tea, and said, "Karen, this is my property." She huffed, rolled her eyes, and immediately pulled out her phone. 911. I need the sheriff. This man refuses to comply with HOA regulations. I waited as she rattled off a story about trespassing, illegal occupancy, and interfering with community order. It was the usual. I noticed her hands shaking slightly, probably from adrenaline, maybe from realizing I wasn't intimidated. The sheriff arrived 15 minutes later. I waved cheerfully as they approached. "Evening. Lovely sunset, isn't it?" Karen jumped in, pointing wildly. "He refuses to leave. He says this cabin is his, but he's breaking HOA rules." The deputies glanced around. I could see them suppressing a smirk. "Ma'am," one said politely, "we need proof of ownership if you're claiming a violation." I reached into my bag and handed them the deed. Then, with a flourish, I added, "And while we're at it, here's the deed to the entire county." Karen froze. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish. The sheriff raised an eyebrow, flipping through the legal paperwork I'd brought. "It appears," he said slowly, "you own the entire county." Karen's face turned crimson. That's impossible." I chuckled. "Not impossible. Just the way things work when you quietly invest over decades and let bureaucrats like you think they're in charge." The deputies tried to stifle laughter as Karen frantically tried to argue, but her voice fell flat. She wasn't just wrong. She was hilariously wrong. By the time she stormed off, muttering about illegal property maneuvers and loopholes, I had already returned to my porch, feet propped up, watching the lake glow like liquid gold. I had my cabin, my county, and Karen had, well, a very long day of learning she couldn't boss around the person who literally owned everything she thought she controlled. From then on, whenever someone tried to issue me an HOA directive, I just smiled and said, "Sorry, I don't take orders from people who pay their dues to me." And my lakeside sunsets remained gloriously, undisturbedly mine.